I was actually intending this video to go out a little sooner, but the story about the apparent incoming of a director of recruitment at West Ham, which is widely expected to be Nils Koppen, that story took the priority. It was a big headline, a major development, and I didn't want to rush this story. But I think now we're at the point we have to talk about this, because Tomas Souček, the West Ham machine, the warrior, the absolute terminator in our midfield, has gone down injured at the FIFA World Cup. And the early signs are quite worrying, and I mean properly worrying. So we're going to get stuck into it and see what exactly has happened, because there are early reports that are saying that this could be West Ham's absolute worst case scenario. Now, if you've not seen it, what happened was that the Czech Republic were playing Mexico. The game was a complete dead rubber for the Czech Republic. They've been pretty dreadful this tournament. And then this happens. It was an incident that unfolded as Tomas Souček attempted to close down Guillermo Ochoa, playing in his 6th World Cup, which is a record that he holds jointly with Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. He sprints in, he plants his foot rather awkwardly, and he goes down pretty much straight away. There was no rolling around, there was no theatrics, none of that you would expect from Tomas Souček anyway. But he, you could see, was in an awful lot of pain. He was helped off the pitch, ironically enough, by former West Ham teammates Vladimir Coufal and Edson Alvarez. Obviously, Coufal, his Czech Republic teammate, and Alvarez on the Mexico team. They helped him off the pitch. And the thing is that right now, as I record this, nobody quite knows yet whether it's the ankle or whether it's the knee. And I think it's fair to say that West Ham fans are praying it's just, in inverted commas, an ankle injury, because the alternative is pretty horrifying. Before we go any further, if you appreciate the content, please do drop a like on the stream and give us a hype if you've got one available. And if you're new around here, you will see in the top left-hand corner, there is a QR code. Please get out your mobile device and give that a scan. It will take you to our YouTube subscription page. Now, subscribing to the channel is completely free of charge. We do not get any data sensitive information. It literally just helps to grow the channel into something bigger and better than what you find it. And please don't forget to get your comments in the section below. What was your first reaction when you saw Tomas Souček go down? Was it the ankle or was it his knee? So let's get stuck into it. So according to Czech outlet Ruik, and he's also been back, the article has been also been backed up by ExWHUEmployee. The fear is that Tomas Souček has torn ligaments in his knee. In other words, anterior cruciate ligament, the dreaded ACL injury. And if that is true, we are talking surgery. We are talking around about 9 to 12 months out, potentially, possible complications. And bear in mind that Tomas Souček is, as we record this, 31 years of age. And I think it's fair to say that someone that's at that stage in their career, that it's quite tricky trying to come back from arguably one of the worst footballing injuries. It's not a hamstring tweak. It's not a road ankle. If it's confirmed to be an ACL, that is, this is potentially the end of his season before it's even began. Now, let's be completely honest about Tomas Souček. He is not just any player. He is the very heartbeat of the team. He is the one that plays pretty much every minute of every match. He covers every blade of grass. He wins every second ball, and he pops up with vital goals when we most need them. And look, we do also have to recognize, having said all of that and being quite glowing about Tomas Souček, I also have to make clear that he is a very polarizing character. He divides opinions. There are some supporters that have been saying for quite some considerable time that he is too limited on the ball. He is not dynamic enough. He's not progressive enough in possession. But on the other hand, there are just as many other fans who say that when everybody else disappears off and when others run and hide, Lucas Paquetá, for example, then Tomas Souček is the one who gets up, dusts himself off and goes again. There's almost a sense of convalescence about him. There are fans that genuinely feel joy in his joy in our success, such as it's been over the years, because they know how much he gives for the shirt, the willingness to fight, the willingness to graft, to put his very body on the line, and he spilt blood on more than one occasion. That is invaluable to a squad that has lacked character at times. But the real fear is we've actually seen this story before. Take yourself back to 2021. Angelo Ogbonna was playing the best football of his West Ham career, and in a match against Liverpool at the London Stadium, he tears his knee ligaments, and he was never quite the same after that. He missed 39 games. He comes back into the team, fair enough, but the explosiveness, his sharpness, and his physical domination against opposition players wasn't quite the same afterwards. Now, a little bit of extra context as well, and it gets a bit more worrying because you realise that Tomas Souček's contract runs until the 30th of June 2027. By that point, he will be 32 years of age. So if this is an anterior cruciate ligament injury, and if we are talking 9 to 12 months out, then there is a very real possibility that we may never see Tomas Souček play for West Ham United again. Now, that is the brutal reality. This injury, if it's confirmed as an ACL, it doesn't just threaten next season. It threatens the final chapter of Tomas Souček's West Ham United career. And this is why the article in ExWHUEmployee calls it a worst case scenario, because it is not just losing Tomas Souček for a couple of months. It's risking losing Tomas Souček for good. ExWHUEmployee has already spoken about it, and he didn't really sugarcoat it. He said the ankle giving way could actually be the better outcome. He said that the knee is the real concern, and that Tomas Souček, as I said earlier, is not one to go down lightly. There are scans that are on their way, but it does look on the fast glance to be quite a serious injury, and he could miss at least some part of the new season. And I think, in fairness, that's probably ExWHUEmployee's polite way of saying we need to prepare ourselves potentially for the worst case scenario. Now, let's talk about the footballing impact. West Ham have already been heading into a brutal championship season. We already knew that was coming. Now, 46 games in the league phase, we need leaders, we need warriors, we need players who can handle the turnover of matches. They come thick and fast. Midweek fixtures, physical battles, and the absolute chaos of second-tier English league football. Tomas Souček was literally built for that league. Without him, we lose height, we lose physicality, we lose goals from midfield. We also lose leadership, and we lose one of the few players who never runs and hides. Now, Nuno Espírito Santo now has a massive problem. Do we dip into the market? Do we trust the kids? Do we change system entirely? Because if Tomas Souček is out long-term, the entire rebuild will shift. But there is one glimmer of hope. Some fans who were actually at the game said that it might be the ankle. And if it is an ankle ligament injury, I'm not saying it isn't bad to a degree, but it's not as bad as an ACL injury, which, as I say, could be 9 to 12 months out and is effectively very likely to be the end of Tomas Souček's West Ham United career. If it is an ankle ligament injury, it's probably around about 3 months out. Now, 3 months out, I think, is survivable, but if it's 9 to 12 months out, that's pretty catastrophic as things goes. Now, if there is one player who I believe has the mentality to come back from something like this, however, then I do believe it is Tomas Souček. He is a machine. He is a grafter. He is the very definition of a professional footballer in terms of his attitude. But even machines break. Right now, all we can do is wait for the scan results and hope for the very best. But this is a very bad moment in the history of West Ham United, in my opinion. We've just been relegated. We're trying to rebuild. We are trying to stay positive. And just when we're trying to sort of get our head around things, one of our most important players, whatever you think about him, he is one of our more important players. He's gone down at the World Cup in a game that didn't even matter for his country. But listen, whatever happens, Tomas Souček deserves our full support. He's given everything for this club. He's never moaned. He's never hidden. He's never stopped running, and he's never stopped putting his shoulder to the wheel for the cause. So get your message in for him in the comments. Let him know that the West Ham family is fully behind him. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, please do drop a like on it and give us a hype if you've got one available. And don't forget, in the top left, if you are new around here, you can scan that QR code and that will take you to our YouTube subscription page. Scanning that will allow you to subscribe. It's completely free of charge. We don't get any data sensitive information or anything like that. It literally just helps to grow the channel into something bigger than what you currently find it. And we'll see you again soon. Come on, you irons.